Previously on Filmwar.
Brent wins the game.
Damn it.
Brent wins the game. It's correct. Brent wins the game.
Bravo.
Even when they come at me, even when they come for me.
How does he not get batteries thrown at him? After bullshit.
I want to recount.
What's wrong with Brent?
I'd let you on my show. You know what? I've had just about enough of you, Brent.
I'm not a contestant. I'm a human being. I'm a man.
Did you just kill Brent?
There are consequences to one's actions.
Could you elaborate on that?
No, I won't. The second rule, and this is by far the more important of the pair. No Brents.
Yeah, 'cause you killed him.
Let's not point the fingers of who killed who, where, and when, or why, or how.
You gotta beat the man to be the man.
Bang, bang.
Welcome to Filmwar. Let's cut the shit. This is a movie games podcast, so every second not spent playing movie games is a second wasted. Our contestant will be competing for points in several games. Whoever has most points at the end of the episode will be declared our champion. Remember, we don't say the word Goonies on the show. Anyone that says the word Goonies at any point during this recording will have their points deducted to 0. It's season 2. Welcome. We've got Brent. We've got Kyle. Today we're going to be playing for a VHS cassette copy of The Godfather, a seminal classic. You guys excited about that?
Yeah, it's one of my. It's a movie that I consider pretty good.
I was just watching. I didn't know there was a movie about the producer and how he had to work with the mobsters to get it all greenlit and not get killed,
right. Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Watch that movie.
Yeah, well, you better win today so you can win it.
Gotta win it to win it.
This game is called Genre Feud.
This game's called Genre Feud. I'll be naming a specific genre of films and 3 films that fall under that genre. You'll each take guesses which had the highest budget and which took in the most money worldwide at the box office. Our first genre is Brat Pack movies. The Brat Pack movies you have to choose from are Pretty in Pink from 1986, The Breakfast Club from 1985, and 16 Candles from 1984. Kyle, which one do you think had the highest budget? Which one do you think took the most to make?
I'm going to say Breakfast Club because I haven't seen the others.
Kyle's saying Breakfast Club. Brent, what do you say?
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink. Brent saying Pretty in Pink took the most to make. Kyle saying Breakfast Club. The answer is Pretty in Pink. $9 million. Brent gets a point.
I didn't think I was.
Brent gets the first point of season 2.
Back out of the pen, yo!
Fuck.
Now we're going for the highest worldwide gross at the box office. Brent, which one do you think made the most money?
Worldwide?
Worldwide.
Oh boy. I want to say Breakfast Club, but I think 16 Candles.
You're saying 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Okay. Brent says 16 Candles. Kyle, which one do you think made the most money worldwide box office?
Breakfast Club.
Kyle saying Breakfast Club. Brent saying 16 Candles. And the person that gets a point is Kyle. $52 million Breakfast Club brought in.
Shouldn't
Way
have
more
doubted
than Pretty Pink and
myself.
16 Candles.
I thought 16
Tied
Candles
early.
was really popular worldwide.
Yeah, I think it was probably more on the home video release. I assume that one was popular on cassette.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Well, shit. Can we start over?
No, we cannot start over. The next genre of films are maximalist movies. Do you guys know what maximalist films are?
Yeah, I think.
It's kind of like it's the opposite of minimalist
Right,
films.
yeah. It's over the top.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as you can cram into. Well, give us the examples.
All right, here are 3 examples. First, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus from 2009, Speed Racer from 2008, and Birdman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance from 2014. Got to get that full title in there. Can't half-ass the Birdman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance
Well, now
title.
I guess I don't understand what maximalist is.
All right, Brent, you may not understand what it is, but between these 3 movies, which one do you think it took the most money to make? Which one had the highest budget?
Speed Racer.
Brent's saying Speed Racer had the biggest budget. Kyle, what do you say?
I think Birdman.
I think Birdman had the highest budget. Brent's saying Speed Racer. Kyle's saying Birdman. And the answer is Speed Racer. $120 million to make that movie. Only 18 to make Birdman.
I knew it was insane.
Brent gets another point.
And now box office.
But
Yeah,
then
now
they had one
worldwide
scene where
total box office.
where someone was flying.
Yeah, that's just that one scene at the end, though, not to give it away.
That had to
That
cost
took-
millions.
I'm sure, millions. That's not enough millions for you to get that point.
I didn't agree with that ending of Birdman. Thought it was a little cheap.
But how do you take that ending? Do you think it was fantasy, or do you think it happened in real life?
I think
You're talking about spoiling it and then just going right into the.
Yeah.
it's 9 years old.
If people are spoiled by it, they would have already turned off by the first spoiler, hopefully.
Never to return.
I think
So that's our goal, to scare people off.
No one's getting scared off because we ruined Birdman.
Nobody's watching anyway, guys, so let's be serious. All right. Who took in the most money between these three films? Imaginary of Dr. Parnassus, Speed Racer, Birdman, The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Kyle, which one do you think brought in the most?
Birdman, The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Kyle saying Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Brent? What are you
I feel
saying?
like Heath Ledger had something to do with this. Everybody wanted to see how they were going to make this film after he died.
Yeah, they ended up replacing him with Colin Farrell, Jude Law, Johnny
Right.
Depp.
I'm putting it out there. I'm going to say Parnassus.
Brent saying Parnassus, Kyle saying Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Who made the most money? Birdman.
Damn it.
Or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Kyle has another point.
That was in last.
Yeah, Parnassus was a box office bomb. A lot of people really came out to
Speed Racer
memorialize.
by its budget.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't think Birdman did that good in theaters.
Apparently it
He
did. At
was
least better than Speed
nominated
Racer.
for Best Actor.
Right, but that doesn't mean it did good in theaters.
Well, usually when they call it the Oscar push, after you get an Oscar nomination, more people go to the theater to see it if it's still out in theaters.
Fair enough.
So I guess that's what happened with Birdman. All right, our next genre is suburban films. These are all films that are predominantly set in some sort of suburb setting.
Like Suburbia?
Suburbia is not one of the choices. Here are the choices: Revolutionary Road from 2008, Disturbia from 2007, and American Beauty from 1999. Brent, which one do you think had the highest budget?
Revolutionary Road.
Brent's saying Revolutionary Road. Kyle, what do you say?
I'm going to say American Beauty.
Kyle's saying American Beauty. Which one had the higher budget? Revolutionary Road. Brent gets a point. $35 million to make that movie.
I just got to get the other side.
Yeah, American Beauty only cost $15 million to make, and Disturbia right in the middle at $20 million. That was mostly Shia's budget, I assume. Shia's
Cost
contract.
more money not to hire a rapist, I suppose.
They should have done that. Well, two of those movies predominantly. Never mind. Let's rewind.
Sure, this genre isn't called Rapists.
All right, guys. Revolutionary Road, Disturbia, and American Beauty. What brought in the most money at the box office in the entire world? Not just the small world, the big world. Kyle, what do you think?
Disturbia.
Kyle's saying Disturbia. Crowd pleaser, certainly. Brent, what are you saying?
I want to say Disturbia, but I want to say American Beauty. But just in case I'm wrong, and no one gets ahead here, I'm going to say Disturbia.
You're both saying Disturbia brought in the most money, so you guys are both confident that a lot of people flock to the theater to see Shia LaBeouf on house arrest.
Never mind, American Beauty.
No, you've already chosen. American Beauty was the champion there. $356 million.
There was no
yeah.
final answer bullshit.
Whatever, yeah. You had a final answer. No points there. American Beauty brought in the most money.
Asterisk.
Not asterisk. There's no asterisk on this show. The next category is alt history. Now, I'm not talking about alt-right history, so don't get excited, you fucking nerds. The three movies are Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow from 2004, Wild Wild West from 1999, and Inglourious Basterds 2009. All of those films depict some sort of history that is different from ours. You think all of those are garbage?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. A lot of people are going to disagree with you, at least on Inglourious Basterds.
The views of Kyle Tash are not represented by Filmwar.
Brent, which one are you saying took the most to make?
Budget was Wild Wild West.
Brent's saying budget is Wild Wild West. Kyle, what do you think?
I agree.
You guys are both saying Wild Wild West took the most money to make, to produce. Both get a point for it. $170 million to make Wild Wild West, only $70 million for the other pair.
Oh my.
Point for Brent and a point for Kyle. Okay, now we're going to worldwide gross. Which one do you think made the most money, Kyle?
Let's see. I think Wild Wild West did.
You're sticking with it. You think it took the most to make and it made the most.
Well,
Kyle's
yeah,
saying Wild Wild West. Brent, what are you
wise
saying?
investment.
Big fan of Wild Wild West.
I feel like this is the obvious answer, which scares me away from it. It's got to be Inglorious, right?
Is that your final answer, Brent?
It's either that or Sky Captain. So
All right, Kyle's saying Wild Wild West. Brent is saying Inglourious Bastards.
Inglorious.
Inglourious made the most money, $321 million. Wild Wild West made $222 million, which is still a significant sum. That's a lot of money, even with marketing costs. You'd think it made a little bit of its money back.
And then I win all these
inflation
millions,
on
right?
this game.
Every budget I got right, I win. The money,
What? No.
monetary.
No.
Frank, God
Unfortunately
damn it.
not. Okay, we have one last genre to play here, gentlemen, and that genre is Death from Above 1998. These three films are all from 1998 and all feature some sort of death happening to human beings from above. Those three films are Armageddon from 1998, Deep Impact from 1998, Godzilla also from 1998. Brent, which one do you think took the most money to make?
Godzilla.
Brent's saying Godzilla. Kyle, what do you think? Which one took the most money to make?
I'll go with Armageddon.
Kyle's saying Armageddon. Brent's saying Godzilla. Who gets a point? One of you do. It's Armageddon.
Oh,
Kyle gets a
yeah.
point.
That Bruce Willis cash.
Nailed like $10 million. All right, now we're going to the worldwide box office total.
Almost got a clean sweep on that.
Yep. Kyle, what do you think? Which one do you think made the most money of the three?
I'm gonna say Armageddon.
Kyle's saying Armageddon. Brent, what are you saying?
I don't know. The Godzilla corner the Pacific market.
This is worldwide gross we're talking about. You have to take those things into consideration.
I'm going to go with Godzilla again.
Brent saying Godzilla. Kyle's staying with Armageddon. Armageddon obviously made more money than all of those. Kyle gets another point and ties the game up 5-5. Brent and Kyle are tied going into our next game.
This game is called High-Low.
All right, our next game is High-Low. In this game, you'll each be guessing whether a film is rated higher or lower than 3.5 stars by the average user rating on Letterboxd.com. You guys are familiar with this game? You both seem to be pretty good at it, so...
Thank you.
Our first movie is from 1996, Harriet the Spy. Brent, do you think it's higher or lower than 3.5 stars, according to the users on Letterboxd?
Higher.
Brent saying higher. Kyle, how do you feel the Letterboxd users found this film?
I think it's lower.
Kyle saying lower. Brent saying high.
I just didn't buy that she was a spy.
It was lower, 2.9 stars. Kyle gets another point.
Excellent.
Yeah, Brent, you disagree?
I mean, yeah, I thought it was back when Nickelodeon Studios was at its height. She was a pretty popular child actor. I just figured there'd be a lot of people with the, what do they call that? When you care about things that happened to you in the past.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Yeah, right, nostalgia. You have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. How old were you when this came out?
No.
1996?
I mean, I remember watching it, but... Do what now?
How old were you when this film came out? 1996?
15 or 16.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably outside of your age range, I'd say. I mean, teetering, sure.
That was back when we had the black boxes.
Oh, right, so you just watch anything for free. Yeah, of course. Black boxes. When you lived in a plane. The next film is from 1980, and that film is American Gigolo. I know it was a seminal classic for both of you in your childhoods. Brent, do you think it's higher or lower than 3.5 stars according to the users on Letterboxd?
Higher.
Brent saying higher. Kyle, what do you think? Have you seen the film? Do you like it?
I haven't seen it, but I'm going to say higher.
Both of you saying higher, and neither of you get a point. 3.4 stars just on the line. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen this one either. I have seen some of the John Bernthal remake that Showtime did here a few months ago. Wasn't that good either. So, don't think I'm missing much. Okay, our next film is from 1991, and it is another favorite of the show, My Girl. Kyle, what do you think? Do you think it's higher or lower than 3.5 stars on Letterboxd?
Lower.
Kyle saying low. Brent, what do you say?
Higher.
Brent saying high. You enjoy this film, I assume?
I mean, except for, the part.
Yeah, the bees.
The bees. Get his glasses.
Well, you get a point for it. 3.6 stars.
Damn.
It was higher. Letterboxd liked that one just a little bit better.
That's a cult classic at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like My Girl is too. I feel like My Girl 2 is as well. I know a lot of people that personally like that one.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is his name. The next film is from 1984, Footloose. Surely this is above 3.5 stars. Brent, what do you think?
I think it is. It is, definitely.
Brent's agreeing. 3.5 or above, Brent's saying. Kyle, what do you think?
I agree.
They're both saying higher for this 1984 dancing classic. Oh no, it was lower.
What? Come
3.3
on.
stars. Be sure
See,
you guys get a point.
I can understand my jadedness, or not maybe jadedness, but my, because I grew up watching this stuff. Kyle,
Right.
on the other hand, at least I got an excuse.
Well, I've never seen the whole thing, but I thought people
Have you
loved this movie.
Have you seen the reboot?
No.
Who's in the reboot? Who stars as the reboot?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I know it came
can't
out. I have
remember.
no knowledge of it.
I'm trying to remember who plays the preacher in the new one.
Is it not John Lithgow? They didn't get him back?
I don't believe so, no.
It's a
I guess
shame.
you got to factor in that the Letterboxd crowd wouldn't be into like a dancing movie.
I mean, it's a pretty bad movie. It's a good, fun musical, but it makes absolutely no sense.
No,
Maybe
no, it
what
doesn't.
I would say about it.
All right, one more
When
left
he's
in
dancing
high-low.
in that warehouse, boy.
Just
you get
going at
pumped.
it.
You get pumped.
It's like the same feeling you get when you look at like one of those auto-rolling pianos. Just look at that sumbitch go.
It's
Our-
the exact same.
Our last film in high-low is from 1996, Happy Gilmore.
Oh, fuck.
Kyle, do you think it's higher or lower than 3.5 stars?
One of the greatest comedies ever made. Higher.
Kyle's saying higher. Brent, what are you saying? Higher or lower, according to Letterboxd?
Lower.
Kyle's saying high. Brent's saying low. Who gets a point for it? Brent does.
Are you
3.4
kidding me?
stars.
They
Right on
they
the
get a little
line.
pretentious on Letterboxd.
They
That's
do.
insane.
They
This
do.
is one of the
Plus,
best comedies ever made.
I agree. I love this film. I watched this many times when I was a kid. I haven't watched it much as an adult though. So
I
saw
have.
it
I watched it just the other day.
I saw it in theaters.
Did you? Or was it empty?
They don't make comedies like that anymore. I tell you.
Anything he put out got filled then.
Right. Yep.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, know what you mean.
I'm back, baby. Season 2.
This game is called The Imposter.
The next game is The Imposter. For this game, I'll be naming a film and 3 actors. 2 of the named actors are actually in the stated film. One is not. They're the imposter. It's up to you to figure out who the imposter of each group is. Each of you will have a chance to answer each question. Our first cast is from the film The Post, 2017, the Steven Spielberg movie. Do you guys see it? Do you like it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Nope, did see it.
Heard of it, didn't see it.
Heard
Yeah,
it.
I know what it
All right.
is.
Your cast is Bob Odenkirk, Dave Foley, David Cross. 2 of these gentlemen were in this film. 1 was not. Brent, who was not?
I'm going to go Odenkirk.
Brent's saying Bob Odenkirk, star of Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, Mr. Show with Bob and David. Kyle, who do you say?
I don't think they give Dave Foley a lot of work anymore. I'm going to say Dave Foley.
Dave Foley, you're saying, was not in the Post. Brent says
Right.
Bob Odenkirk. Kyle says Dave Foley. The answer is Dave Foley. Kyle gets another point. Bob and David were both in that film.
Yeah, I figured that would be the odd thing to have them both. I knew David Cross was in it.
Yeah. So was Bob. Bob summed it up.
Was
Came
it,
down from his
Mr.
high horse.
Show? Was it based off of Mr. Show sketch?
Yeah, they play their characters. They at one point they're walking in the newspaper office and they walk past the TV and they're watching Mr. Show. But instead of using a clip of Mr. Show, they had them come in and reenact a clip from the original episodes and make it better because Steven Spielberg was directing it. Yeah. Okay, the next film is Adaptation, 2002. Your cast is Cameron Diaz, John Malkovich, John Cusack, who, as you may know, are all stars of the film Being John Malkovich, which was Spike Jonze's first movie. Kyle, who do you think was not in adaptation?
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen this one. I'm going to go with John Malkovich.
Kyle's saying John Malkovich. Brent, do you agree with him, or are you going to choose something different?
I thought I would immediately know this as many times as I've watched this movie, but I'm going to go Cameron Diaz.
Brent saying Cameron Diaz. Kyle saying John Malkovich. Brent gets a point. It was Cameron Diaz. She was not in that one.
I knew Malkovich was in it.
Yeah, Malkovich shows up as himself, filming
Right.
Being John Malkovich, and so does John Cusack, same scene, but no Cameron Diaz. Now, I know there was some trouble with Cameron Diaz, supposedly, with Spike Jonze. Supposedly, she was the one that kind of wrecked his and Sofia Coppola's marriage. So maybe it just didn't have happened after that. All right, score update. Brett has 8, Kyle has 7. Still a really close game. We're going on to our next film, The Imposter. That film is Bad Times at the El Royale from 2018. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Enjoy it?
I watched it on an airplane.
Watching it on an airplane.
I watched it on an airplane.
Now, did you watch it on your own screen, or did you watch it off somebody else's that was
I
watching
watched
on
it
a
on
laptop?
the seat screen.
The seat screen. Okay.
It was one of those in-house movies.
You're the reason. Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese fucking hate you.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
I would have
All
never
right,
watched that bitch if it hadn't been there.
Did you enjoy it? I loved this
Actually,
film.
I didn't hate it. I thought
Yeah,
I was
I really
gonna-
liked this.
No, I liked it a lot more than I thought it was.
All right. See, oh, well, you remember it. Your cast is Nick Offerman, Richard Jenkins, and Shea Wiggum. Brent, which one was not in Bad Times at the El Royale? Two of them were. One of them was not.
Fuck. Nick Offerman.
Brett saying Nick Offerman was not in Bad Times at the El Royale. Kyle, you're at a disadvantage here because you've never seen the film. You're going to have to take a guess in the dark. Who do you think wasn't in it?
Luckily, I know Brent watched the movie recently, so I'm going to go with Nick Offerman.
Kyle is saying Nick Offerman. Brent's also saying Nick Offerman, who I don't think has seen the film because Nick Offerman plays a major role in the film. The answer is Richard Jenkins. Nobody gets a point.
How do you come up with Richard Jenkins as an option?
He's one of those guys. He's in
I
everything.
thought I remember Richard Jenkins behind the bar.
Nope. There's only
Who
one
was Nick
person.
Offerman?
Nick Offerman plays Jeff Bridges' bank robber buddy in all the flashbacks.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Flashbacks.
He is the first person you see in the movie.
I always turn movies off during flashbacks.
Of course, right? How do you know if they're flashbacks if they're at the beginning of the movie?
Because they do that flash, and then it goes
No,
back.
not all. So if they don't do that flash, you don't understand that's a flashback. Unless you hear the.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Moving on. The last film in the imposter game is Get Over It, 2001. I assume neither of you have seen this. No.
No.
I really pulled deep in the bag to get this one. All right,
What
your
is
cast
it?
is.
Is that Andre 3000?
Oh, it's Cisco,
Oh.
artist
wow.
of the thong song.
That's a movie?
And that's and then that's Ben Foster there, who obviously is a much better actor now. He wasn't bad in that either. But your cast is Randy Quaid, Martin Short, and Coolio. Who do you think wasn't in this film, guys?
I'm going to go with Martin Short. Oh, wait. Whose turn is it?
Go ahead.
Martin Short.
Brett saying Martin Short wasn't in Get Over It. Kyle, what are you saying?
I'm going to agree. Martin Short.
You guys are both saying Martin Short was was too good for Get Over It. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
he was not. Randy
Oh my
Quaid was
God.
not in that movie. Martin Short
It seemed like a
and
movie that
Coolio
would
are
have
both in
Randy
that.
Quaid in it.
It's because I'm good at my job, guys. So yeah, Martin Short and Coolio were both in that film. Coolio and Cisco in that film. That's
Well, that's why I figured Coolio was in it, actually.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, at the end of that game, but you guys didn't get a lot of points in that game. Brent's got 8, Kyle's got 7. Still close.
This game is called Meetings and Failures in Meetings.
This is Meetings and Failures in Meetings. Named after the foreign title for the film Lost in Translation, I'm going to give you 2 titles that a movie was released under in foreign markets. One is real, one is bullshit. Each of you will tell me which one is real. This is obviously different than we've played the game in the past, but we've kind of moved into it. All these questions are multiple choice this time. I was tired of Brent winning every single game because he's the only one that seems to have watched any movies. So now everyone has equal opportunity to get points here. Just try to bring him down, keep him in that TV. Right? How is that TV, Brent?
I rule shit in here, bro.
I saw you talking to somebody earlier. It's like,
You better
What?
hope we never get out. Because if me and my homies get out of this bitch, you're in for it. I want my Titanic.
Meetings and Failures of Meetings. American History X from 1998. Your two titles are The Prisoner of Hate from Poland or A Supremacist Lament from France. Which one is real, Kyle?
I think a supremacist lament is real.
Kyle's saying the French Supremacist Lament is real. Brent, what you saying?
Prisoner of Hate.
Brent saying Prisoner of Hate is the real title from Poland, and he gets a point for it. The Prisoner of Hate was correct.
Oh.
The Supremacist Lament was bullshit made up by me. Okay, the next film is a personal favorite of all three of us. I know. We've watched this countless times. Beverly Hills Ninja from 1997, starring the fabulous Chris Farley. You guys are all Chris Farley fans.
I'll
I
bet
know for
Letterboxd
sure.
hates this one, too.
I didn't look up the
Everybody
Letterboxd
loves
score
Chris
for this.
Farley.
Chris Farley is great. Okay, here are the two titles. Remember, I'm looking for the real one. The Fighting Sausage from Spain or Kung Fu Fail from Portugal. Kyle, which one do you think is real?
I'm going to go with The Fighting Sausage.
Kyle's saying The Fighting Sausage from Spain is the real title. Brent, which one are you saying is the real title?
Kung Fu Fail.
Brent's saying Kung Fu Fail. The answer is The Fighting Sausage is a real title for this film.
Yeah.
Kyle gets another point.
They really didn't say fail that much back then.
No, they didn't. It's
That's not in a. It's not in a slang context.
I came up with that title and then I pulled this poster into the graphic program and it said Kung Fu at the top. And it's probably better. I should have. Yeah. It's a good title, right? All right. The next film in Meetings and Failure Meetings is White Men Can't Jump from 1992. Brent's nervous. There are quite a few titles released in foreign markets that I will not repeat on this show for this film.
Oh, dear.
The two titles I did choose are Jeopardy and Basketball from Sweden or Big Hoopsters from Croatia. Brent, which one do you think is real?
Jeopardy and Basketball.
Brent's saying Jeopardy and Basketball is the real title in Sweden for White Men Can't Jump. Kyle, do you agree with him?
Yes.
You guys are both saying Jeopardy and Basketball from Sweden is the correct title. Nobody gets a point. Big Hoopsters in Croatia was the title of White Men Can't Jump.
So, was your play off of Love and Basketball?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, seen. Yeah, I feel seen.
Well, I figured because it was around the same time, so maybe that would be why the Swedes would say that.
Yeah, I lured you in. You don't get a point because of it. You're welcome.
If I had a penny for every time you've lured me in.
How many pennies would you have?
$1.
That's a lot of pennies. That's still a shitload of pennies.
That's 100 pennies.
It's a whole 100.
Even inside, it's 100 pennies.
The commissary, they don't. Whatever. All right. The last film in Meetings and Failure Meeting is The Pacifier from 2005, the Vin Diesel classic. I'm sure you guys have seen this. The two titles for you are A Super Tough Kangaroo from Spain or Nanny Commando from Denmark. Brent, which one do you think is the real one?
A Super Tough Kangaroo.
Brent's saying A Super Tough Kangaroo is correct from Spain. Kyle, do you agree?
No, I'll go with Nanny Commando.
Kyle saying Nanny Commando. Brent saying A Super Tough Kangaroo, and for some reason it's called A Super Tough Kangaroo in Spain.
Because he's got the bear, he's got the baby in the front pouch. Nanny Commando is obviously a play off Schwarzenegger.
Commando, yeah.
And Nanny, the nanny.
Was he in a movie called The Nanny?
Oh, that's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it's Hulk Hogan. Yeah. So that's okay. That is what I did base that off of is Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando. So you confused the old actors and fucked yourself over. Well, I mean, you got the point. Whatever. All right. That was the last one for Meetings and Failures Meetings. Score update. Brent's got 10 points. Kyle has 8. Still close. Going into our next game.
I tell you who's going commando. This guy.
Is that safe to do in TV prison?
When you run shit, it is. It's the best way.
Is that why you're wearing the orange pants?
It is. That's why I can't stand up, because they're see-through.
They cheap out on prison pants and TVs.
This game is called New Movie Old Title.
This is New Movie Old Title. I'll be giving you the name of a film. You need to come up with a new plot line for a movie that would share the same title. It's a new plot, old movie title. You'll each get one chance to wow me, and I'll award points as necessary. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Kyle's going to go first. The title of your film is Career Opportunities. Let me hear a plot, a setting, a cast, a director, anything.
There's a man named Bill, and he decides to apply for a job. However, when he applies for the job over the internet, he finds the love of his life, and they start a romantic comedy-esque communication. And really, the opportunity is the love interest.
Okay, who's the star?
Tom Hanks.
Okay, Tom Hanks. Who is he going after?
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. And so they meet on what, like classified ads, you said? Like online?
Well, he's applying for jobs, and while he's applying, he stumbles on a message from LinkedIn from a friend of a friend, and, you know, I don't want to ruin it for you.
Oh, ruin it, please. Tear it apart.
All right. Well, on LinkedIn, someone offered a friend of hers a job, and anyway, she talked to him, and then Tom Hanks' character goes in for an interview, and who's interviewing him? But Kathy Bates, and she is looking the most beautiful she could ever be, and she interviews him, and at first he's standoffish, but then he finds true love in her questions because her interview is so thorough and really touches him deeply in more ways than one. Rated PG-13.
You're like a human Chat GPT. Good job. So it's about his love, it's careers, it's jobs, it's Tom Hanks, Kathy Bates. Okay, who directs?
Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis. Oh, he's sure to be filmed very well. Okay. All right, Career Opportunities by Kyle. All right, Brent, are you ready for your title? You have to beat Kyle's Career Opportunities to get points. Your title is Men at Work. Let me hear a plot, a cast,
There's
director,
already
setting.
a fantastic movie based on this title.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can't use any of those elements. Can't use any of the same cast or anything.
So it can't involve work.
It can't. No, it can involve work, but it can't involve garbage work. Or murder. I guess I can't. It can involve murder. Murder's kind of big, so you can throw some murders in there if you want. You can kill a couple people in this film, sure.
Men at Work is about a bunch of Wall Street buddies who have found themselves in the predicament of some fraudulent day trading, who now have to, by night, do kind of a full Monty meets, what's that stripper movie you like with the guys?
Full Monty.
No, the other one, that's really big with
Magic Mike. I've never even seen that, but I do love it.
I thought that was like one of your favorite movies.
It is. Never
Am I
seen
wrong?
it. Love it. No, never seen it,
Said
but I
I
love it.
haven't seen it.
I've seen parts of it.
So by night, these guys are trying to work back.
How long can you last as a Magic Mike? I only saw the first 30 seconds.
As soon as you slide out of your seat, buddy.
Jesus.
So these guys are trying to make their ends meet by working night as dancers at a kind of like a broke down Coyote Ugly. And what they end up doing is they end up changing the bar around and fixing it up, and it becomes a thing. And by the end of it, the feds are like, you know what? We see what you've done here. Give us what you have, and it's all good. And then roll credits, happy ever after.
So they give them lap dances, and that's it. Well, you're forgiven.
But the bar's turned around, and now it's like a community bar where they're like boys clubs.
The kids
type-
are playing kickball.
Right,
outside.
yeah, during the day,
okay.
and then
Right.
at night, you know.
Okay.
Things-
I'm afraid to ask this genuinely. Who's the cast?
Oh, man. Tobey Maguire,
Tobey Maguire's in there.
Japar Depardieu. What's
Gerard
his name?
Depardieu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Okay.
And,
great cast so far.
Oh, we need some. Will Ferrell.
They're all playing the stockbrokers turned into strippers.
Well, Queen Latifah ends up being the bar owner and is kind of like their mentor and who gets them in shape to become the dancers they want to be so they can not go to prison. How many guys did I say originally? Maybe one more. You know what? Let's bring Martin Short back. Throw him in there.
Martin Short's in there. Okay. Martin Short is a stripper, you say.
Yes. He's probably the most. He's the most. All the women love him the most.
He is nimble.
Right. Yeah. He's sure to be greased up.
Now, this is full nudity.
I'm
going for R rating.
Okay. I think that'd probably be a little bit harder than an R.
Okay. No penis.
So they got to cut him off?
Tuck, at least.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been on that set. All right. Kyle's career opportunity starring Tom Hanks and Kathy Bates falling in love during a job interview, and Brent's Men at Work stockbrokers turn into strippers starring Will Ferrell, Gerard Depardieu. All right, Martin Short. I'm going to give Brent 2 points. I'm going to give Kyle 1 point. And we're moving into our last game. The game right now is Brent has 12 points. Kyle has 9. But don't fret, Kyle. There's still a chance for you to win here coming up in our last game.
Ooh.
This game is called Dreamcast.
This is Dreamcast. I'm going to name an intellectual property or remake, and our contestants will each cast the 5 roles listed with any actor, living or dead. Kyle's been watching. Each role where I choose your actor over the others will give you 1 point each. The first film we'll be casting is Fantastic Four remake, reboot, whatever. Marvel's about to do a new one. They haven't announced their cast yet. We're going to do it first. The roles we'll be casting are Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, otherwise known as The Thing, and Victor Von Doom, otherwise known as Dr. Doom. Let's start with Brent. Who are you casting as Reed Richards?
Give me Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. All right, Kyle, what do you think? Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Who are you going to cast?
I'll go with Edward Norton.
Ed Norton. He's had some trouble with superhero films, and you're going to give him another chance. I like it. All right, Sue Storm, Kyle. Who are you going to cast as Ed Norton's future wife-to-be, if not already?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Definitely going to bring in a lot of money at the box office. Brent, who are you saying? Sue Storm.
I got to say I'm going to go behind this rumor and go with Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. All right, Johnny Storm, Brent. The brother of Margot Robbie.
Let's go Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
I'll go with
Kyle, what do you think?
Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray. So far. All right, who are you saying is The Thing? Ben Grimm.
I'm going to say Dean Norris.
Dean Norris.
He's Hank in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Absolutely. I thought you were going to name a different Murray brother. But Brent, who are you casting as Ben Grimm?
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell is Ben Grimm. I'd say Dean Norris is actually pretty close to like Michael Chiklis, who played him in the original one. Sure. So it's a standard progression. Okay, Victor Von Doom, Brent. Who are you casting as Dr. Doom?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Childish Gambino himself. Kyle, who do you think? Victor Von Doom. Probably.
Tyrion Lannister's actor's name?
Charles Dance? Oh, no, that's Tywin. Fuck is his name? Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Right.
Peter Dinklage.
There's a great podcast with Peter Dinklage on Team Coco, Conan O'Brien's podcast. Just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, guys, go. Kyle's giving his seal of approval to that episode of Team Coco. All right, our fantastic forecast for Reed Richards. Brent says Bryan Cranston. Kyle says Edward Norton. For Sue Storm, Brent says Margot Robbie, and Kyle says Taylor Swift. For Johnny Storm, Brent says Adam Driver. Kyle says Brian Doyle Murray. For Ben Grimm, Brent says Sam Rockwell. Kyle says Dean Norris. Victor Von Doom, Brent says Donald Glover. Kyle says Peter Dinklage. All right, winner for Reed Richards is Bryan Cranston. Point to Brent. For Sue Storm, I'm going to choose Taylor Swift. Point to Kyle. For Johnny Storm, I'm going to choose Brian Doyle Murray, just because I see him more as Johnny Storm than Adam Driver. I don't know. Adam Driver's too
should
tall.
have probably been Dr. Doom.
Yeah, right. Well, that's a lot.
Overexposed.
There's a lot of rumors that Adam Driver's supposed to be playing Doom.
Oh, I hadn't even heard that.
Whatever. Yeah. Kyle gets another point for that. For Ben Grimm, going with Dean Norris. I don't really see Sam Rockwell really as the thing either. Even if you take his face.
I like that.
And
I take his voice and put him on the thing. That's what I was picturing.
Okay,
and
so
then
just voice only.
How huge of a transformation that would be from Sam Rockwell to. But that was my thought.
All right, I'm still going to give it to Kyle. Dean Norris gets a point. I personally would have chosen John Cena. I think John Cena was put on this earth to play the thing.
He always plays it. Well, yeah, he's got the kind heart part, but he doesn't really have that tough. I've never seen him really do that overly tough.
What Peacemaker? He's pretty tough at times in Peacemaker.
Yeah, but it's almost an asinine. It's almost a dumb tough.
See, I feel like that's kind of good for the thing. Like you don't want it. You want to be kind of a
scientist.
Meathead.
He's still a decent.
No, he's not. He's not a scientist. He is. I'm sorry. Airline. He's an airline pilot. He's a friend of Sue and John.
Right. No, I know that, but I thought he still had like some sort of engineering.
Right. We'll get into this on Comic War. For Victor Von Doom, I'm giving it to Donald Glover. Another point for Brent. Okay, our last film that we're going to be dreamcasting and the last points that'll be given out for this game. Film is The Usual Suspects. We're going to remake it with the main 5 actors. So we've got Keaton, played by Gabriel Byrne. We've got McManus, played by Stephen Baldwin. We've got Fenster, played by Benicio del Toro originally. Hockney, originally played by Kevin Pollak. And Verbal Kint, originally played by he who shall not be named. But there's a picture of him anyway. All right, Brett, who are you casting as Keaton?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Kyle, who do you think?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. All right, and Kyle, who are you going to cast as McManus?
I'll go with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. Okay. Star of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Brent, who are you saying, McManus?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. All right, and Brent Fenster. Who's going to take over for Benicio del Toro?
Shit. I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
Kyle, who are you saying? Benicio del Toro's role, Fenster.
I'm going to say James Gandolfini.
Brent?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
He threw, for some reason, when he said, what's his nut, it made me forget. Never mind.
All right, Hockney, originally played by Kevin Pollak. Kyle, who are you going to say?
I'll say Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Star of Cocktail. Brent, who are you saying? Kevin Pollak's
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. All right, and last but not least, Verbal Kint, originally played by Kevin Spacey. Who?
I'll say Kelsey Grammer.
Kyle's saying Kelsey Grammer. Brent, what are you saying? This could win you the game.
Oh, boy. I can't. I had somebody, and you asked me the guy before, and then I forget the next person. Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Brett says. Is that a joke on the guy's name? Verbal Kent. Anyway, all right. All right, for Keaton, Brent says Michael Douglas. Kyle says Steve Buscemi. For McManus, Brent says Billy Bob Thornton. Kyle says Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. For Fenster, Brent says Jeff Goldblum. Kyle says James Gandolfini. For Hockney, Brent says Danny DeVito. Kyle says Tom Cruise. For Verbal Kent, Brent says Stephen Hawking. And Kyle says Kelsey Grammer. Okay, for Keaton, we're going to cast Steve Buscemi. That's a point for Kyle. For McManus, we're going to cast Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. That's another point for Kyle. Fenster, played by James Gandolfini. Another point for Kyle.
All right.
Hockney, played by Danny DeVito. So a point for Brent. And Verbal Kids, played by Kelsey Grammer. That's another point for Kyle. And unfortunately, we have a tie. 15-15. Brent and Kyle, we are tied at all the games that I have prepared for us. Okay, I have a tiebreaker question for you. We're going to guess the worldwide box office total of the 1992 film Chaplin. Whoever is closer.
Biscuit.
No, whoever gets. No, Brett will beat you at that. We've talked about that on the show. Brett is a world champion when it comes to that. Whoever's closest to the total worldwide box office for Chaplin wins the game. Let's go with Brent first. Brett, how much are you saying for Chaplin? How much do you think it made worldwide?
230 million.
230 million, Brent says. Kyle, what do you say?
229 million.
$229 million. The actual gross was $9 million. So Kyle takes it. He was closer. So welcome to the winner's circle, Kyle.
Wow.
We have a new champion. You've beaten Brent.
I've never won before.
That's all from Filmwar. We have a new champion. All hail Kyle. They are taking home a VHS copy of The Godfather. Follow us on Twitter and Snapchat at the Filmwar, on Instagram at the Filmwar Pod, and our subreddit at r/Filmwar. Please watch our episodes on youtube.com/@Filmwar or at thefilmwar.com. If you have a new game idea, we'd love to hear it. Send it our way. Rate us, share us, kiss us, thrill us. We'll see you soon. Until then, any last words?
I better get some popcorn for my Godfather viewing.
All right. Godspeed.
Filmwar.
A 1,000-yard stare production.